Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are hopping into our next series, and it's going to be RuFF versus SolO. I think that they're just getting the vetoes done. We apparently couldn't get enough of RuFF, but also every other match is like, okay, this was like the very first match of the Chairs4Gaming Cup that we actually decided to cast. We're an hour and 15 minutes into the Chairs4Gaming Cup, and they started on time. And
it's not Heart of the Swarm.
I know, right? It's like not Heart of the Swarm. We started on time, and I think there are matches that are like in the third round, like Keen versus Neve is something that we were really eyeing. We're like, man, that would be a great match to cast, but they already started. Like it's already gone and like happening, so we actually can't even jump into that. This is the match that we can cast.
Yeah, pretty much.
But just talking about the round of 8, we do again have Neve versus Keen, SolO versus RuFF, Tang versus Hellraiser, as well as Tails versus Game Time. That is our round of 8, and that's a pretty good round of 8, I would say.
I would say so too, yeah, man. Even I think you just said right with Keen and Neve. Seems like something that could be in the finals too. But then, of course, like just the fact, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen SolO play in a bit. I know I saw him stream for a little, but I don't know. I believe he might have been in school for. You know, he's a relatively young player, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I do remember him being pretty young.
Yeah. Oh my god, I actually just got a tweet from Sir Robin.
Apparently,
Sir Robin was yeah, he was like, by the way, that build that RuFF did, I assume it's the Planetary Fortress build that he's talking about. He was like, he did that back in 2014 against me in Red Bull Battlegrounds. I'm like, oh my god.
I was gonna say he would know because it definitely happened against him. He's like, Dad, I know this.
You know what's so funny? We get to cast another TvZ.
Oh yeah, with RuFF in it too.
So like, we're gonna get to see like. Here's the only downside is that RuFF may be thinking that, okay, well, it's a new opponent. He hasn't seen those builds, so maybe I can just do some of them against him like again. But at the same time, those are broadcasted matches. SolO may have just had nothing better to do but to watch and wait. So
yeah,
SolO may actually just have been seeing all those builds and maybe preparing for them. So RuFF might be mixing it up now, and that gets me a little bit excited. We might get to see even more completely new and weird different builds.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to see just exactly what he's gonna pull out, and I'm interested to see how SolO plays too. I mean, I remember him being pretty damn good, and I believe he was a pretty heavy muta player, if I remember. At least I'm trying to remember. I mean, everybody was a Lingbane muta player in ZVT, but like, I just haven't seen him that much. But he actually has been active. You know, like not really maybe entering as many online stuff, but here he is, man, ready to go.
All right, we'll get you the invite to the game as we get things started. Arena is going to be the first map for this best of 3 series in the round of 8. Of course, SolO, for those who don't know, playing for RuFF Gaming, Norwegian Zerg player.
Yes.
And has not been feeling too good, it looks like, about ZVT lately, sitting at a 42% win rate, with his average being 57, so definitely not feeling great about this. But
I mean, I think a lot nowadays have that kind of thing where it's like, yo, it's pretty tough nowadays. Just like been struggling. They haven't figured out exactly where the next step is. Because it used to almost be like survive until ultras win, but you know, as time goes by, Terrans learn how to punish the holes in the Zerg play, and then also even ways to deal with that late game. So it's like,
yeah,
you know, it's all in the Zerg's court in order to see exactly maybe what it is they can do.
Yep. Well, once again, your camera just disappeared on me. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be getting into game number 1. No, your camera's. I mean, like your thing is fine. Zoom is messing up. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into it. Game number 1 for our next best of 3 series in the round of 8. Stay tuned. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in game number 1 for our round of 8 match. Spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, Arena. We have the player from SolO. Showed us a pretty epic and awesome series that last time. We'll see if we can do it again. Give it up for RuFF.
And on the other side, representing Root, it is our pink Zerg player, SolO.
Okay, well, I actually don't really have someone that I'll give a huge favoritism here on this particular series, but I will say that just because SolO seems like he's not really necessarily doing the best in this particular matchup right now, I want to give a slight edge to RuFF, especially with Arena being the first map, like, of all maps.
Yeah. Well, is ZV, can you really use the ZVT percentage, the win percentage, and like the ZV RuFF percentage? It's like
that's true. It's a different matchup.
Most Terrans are doing, yeah, right.
ZVR.
A lot of what most Terrans are doing are like this really strong mid game, crazy different location drops and like even openers and just builds that kind of tend to push into the late game with a better economic advantage, while doing a lot of damage to the Zerg player and crippling them. Whereas RuFF has these kind of specific tailored builds that are like, all right, I'm going to try to kill you here. And a lot of the times I've noticed, at least in the last series as well, he'll be setting up for the follow-up after the push. So whereas you see a player like, okay, where you see a player like Masa sometimes who will do a lot of pressure, but then like you look at his base after the attack happens, and then, like +1 is like halfway done, and like there's like a a factory and like 2 barracks coming out, something like that. I think RuFF really outlines the beginning of his builds really well, and then like sees how much damage he does, and then sets up for the next stage, and that gives his opponent a bit better time to breathe.
Yeah, I think already we're starting to see small little differences in what RuFF is doing. Not again opening up with that Reaper opening. Does go for the command center, but here we go. We got another factory popping down behind that first one. Starport going to be delayed, and we may be seeing that sort of similar meching style that he did in game number 1 and game number 3 versus Steadfast.
On this map, though, I think it's actually so scary if you're not ready for a tank-based early mech push. And if you add in the addition of Liberators too, it's like, well,
you don't have that same space that you do, especially on, I mean, compared to like Dust Towers, you have so much space to, get up that next round of production and all that other good stuff. You can avoid the army much more easily. Runes of Endion, it becomes a little bit harder once those bottom rocks are knocked down. This map, Arena, there's no space to actually run away from your opponent. Like, you have to deal with their army.
You get choked out, yeah, and this is one of the things you expect on Arena, at least, though. So I know that they're very similar maps, but Ruins of Endion, you can break down the rocks to delay a push. Arena, you can't delay the push, and at least it's been around in the map pool long enough where people are like, okay, we know something weird is going to happen perhaps on this map. Not because it's RuFF, but because it is just, the map Arena. So, yeah, I think SolO should be, at least in his head, they should be incredibly careful.
Yeah, so he hasn't actually seen the factories just yet. He's starting to move in with that Overlord. He's going to see the first factory. The Marines actually might be able to take it out before he sees the second. No, he does spot it. He does spot it.
That's actually really big, yeah. Especially if he saw the last match. So this is I think you're absolutely right. This is almost the same build, if not the same build that he did on Ruins. But it's going to be maybe a bit more effective because of that.
I think the only thing is just, and this probably has to do with the fact that it's Arena more than anything else, but definitely feels like the natural expansion is going down much, much later. I mean, the 5-minute mark natural expansion, Legacy of the Void, is a really strange thing to see these days.
I know. It's just like, okay, you got to like adjust your whole perception and wrap your head around it.
Yeah, but I mean, he does actually power out quite a few units first, and he's going to have that same sort of push that I think he did in that Runes of Endion game, where he goes out with 3 siege tanks, handful of Marines, couple of Hellions, and does he actually have the armory finished up? Yes, he does. Transform them into Hellbats. Not going to risk going through the choke point, where those Corrosive Biles could do a lot of damage, where it makes things really difficult. He does move around, and he's going to be able to sack quite a few of these Zerglings as well.
Well, this is good for SolO that he was able to see it this early. He needs to get his units back home, but unfortunately for him, those Ravagers were supposed to be spotting, and he's droning. So now he's making units, but he made like 4 additional drones. He's up by 13.
Siege tanks, none of them actually sieging up right now, as finally we're starting to see some of them siege up. Ravagers are going to take it out very, very quickly. There's almost only 1 left, and no, that gets taken out really quickly as well. Spinecrawler getting sieged up, and RuFF is pushing on in.
Yep, but is he pushing too deep? He needs to be careful and stay in the safety of his siege tanks. And I think he's actually got that lockdown, you know. It's going to be up to, the surround here for SolO, you know, making some units at the 3rd, but keeping them there and then going for a surround.
Oh, man. This siege tank split. This siege tank split is fantastic. It's a giant concave of them. It is absolutely obliterating all the roaches as soon as they pop out.
And there you have it. I mean, yeah, every time the roaches come out, they just get blown to pieces.
Okay, well, drones are getting pulled off the line versus the siege tanks. You know you're in a...
This is go.
Yeah, well, absorbs a couple of shots. He still actually has some minor drone lead, then gives it up. GG gets called RuFF. Takes game number 1.
GG. Get it, RuFF.
Well then.
Yeah, that one worked like a lot
get
better.
Your bet in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shit. Just missed it.
Wow.
Right? We could cheat this system so hard right now.
I see what you're doing. I was like, wait, what? Oh.
Get your bets in. Yeah, man.
Over so quick that
yeah. Of course, I don't think that we should do that. I'll just really quickly note that, just because it would probably be like, now that especially we've said it.
Perfectly fair, man. No,
it's not even about fairness. It's about the fact that we'd probably be spoiling the results. Like,
we can metagame the betting too, like.
All right.
Like metagaming, it'd be sick.
Dude, we alternate who's gonna bet on like the winner, and the other person always bets on the loser, or we just kind of like have a system set up.
Nobody would know. We would always just vote different people, and then it would throw people off.
All right, well, that is gonna be game number 1 from RuFF versus SolO. This is again a round of 8 match. We're gonna have to a short little break while we get ready to hop into the next one. The next game, I should say, as the series is still going on. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, ace match once again. We are just getting some fantastic games in the Chairs4Gaming Cup today. Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, the blue Terran player from SolO. Give it up for RuFF.
And in the bottom right corner, it is our pink Zerg player from RuFF Gaming. Give it up for SolO. Or give it down for SolO.
Because he's riding so low.
Exactly. I'm wondering, like this map, King Sejong Station.
Yeah.
A lot of Zerg players saying this is basically the most Terran favored map in the pool right now. Like it's King Liberation Station.
King Liberation Station, yeah. I've definitely been seeing quite a few Liberators on this map. There's a lot of area even behind the main base. Behind the natural expansion is so easy. Like, it's impossible to stop them from getting there. It's not even like, oh, let me scout out your Liberators coming across the map. It's like, okay, let me give myself 4 more advanced warning seconds that you're sending a Liberator my way.
I know. So, hey, it's better than nothing, I would say.
You know, I don't even know like what to make of how RuFF would treat something like that though. Like, it's a really good map for Liberators, but RuFF probably has so many other builds that he could also go for that he might. I could actually see him do something like a big Widowmine drop or something like that, or like a Hellbat drop.
I mean, what was the build that I saw him do? It was like a proxy Stargate with a proxy starport with reactor and double liberator with the range upgrade, I think even.
Oh god.
You know, something crazy like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I saw not a proxy starport, but I did see like a proxy fusion core from someone yesterday in the Chairs4Gaming Cup. I think it was Kelazor. Kelazor proxied a fusion core on Ruins of Saras, like up in the top left-hand corner, just to research the liberator range upgrade without Peely noticing it.
Damn. Yeah.
Well, Roach Warren's gonna come out really early on for SolO. I love this decision. Like, you just gotta play a little bit extra safe versus RuFF. That's just the way you have to play against him.
Yeah, I mean, just get that out there. You do not want to lose too much of your economy because, I mean, imagine if SolO didn't have the economy that he did when he was defending that, and all of a sudden, even though RuFF was losing a few of his units, I don't know if he would have been able to keep up as well as he did. Well, hey there.
Well, you called it, Tempo. We got double starport coming out, triple starport coming out. Oh my god. Well, that's going to be a lot of Liberator, Banshee, and Vikings that could potentially be made. Maybe even battle cruisers. Not gonna rule them out.
I wouldn't put it past him, right?
Oh boy. Well,
this early Roach Warren is actually for aggressive play.
Oh, that's gonna cause a lot of problems for RuFF. Yes, the siege, like the siege tank and the Wallen is gonna be really nice for a defensive position, but I mean these roaches are not gonna be waiting around. They're gonna be knocking down the supply depots and getting on top of these guys as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's only going to be a matter of time until what looks to be Banshees are going to be coming out. So, I mean, if RuFF can hold for a decent amount of time,
he hasn't scouted at all.
Clean up. He has no idea, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the question is SolO going to go right into Roachling, or is he going to make Ravagers with it? He has one Ravager coming over here.
Well, gonna try and knock things down. Going after the tech lab with the corrosive bile rather than the supply depot. Repair on the supply depot is gonna hold it for a little bit longer, but more importantly, the SCVs are gonna be there. And of course, RuFF can afford. He can afford to sacrifice some of these SCVs. He actually does a pretty solid hold.
He does. And SolO, that was a, I would say a failed attack. I mean, it only killed a depot and how many workers?
6 workers. I mean, it's not a terrible amount of damage done. Or sorry, a terrible amount of damage to have done. SolO is probably going to be thinking, like, I did a little bit, but I lost a lot also. The big scare here is that RuFF invested into this triple starport, triple Banshee with cloak tech, and because SolO invested into that attack, he doesn't have his lair tech finished. He's not going to have any spore crawlers or anything finished up. Like, he's not going to have any idea what's about to hit him.
He's not. This Overlord is going to be so important, though. Did he see the Banshees leave?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, no. If he didn't see those Banshees leaving, then he's going to get blindsided. And on King Sejong Station, look at that. It's right exposed, that mineral line.
Oh, God. He only has 3 queens. There's 1 queen that just got made. But these are going to get taken out so quickly. Forget the Overseer. Forget detection. There's literally no way for him to kill these Banshees.
No, there really isn't. One of the queens is going to come from the main. That's the last one remaining. But 3 are going to be made at a time. There's 1 weakened Banshee that RuFF needs to be very careful with, but he is going to lose it.
Yeah, he's making 3 more Banshees, or making 3 Banshees at a time for the most part. With Cloak going up, he should be able to do a lot of damage over here before the end of the whole aggression. Hydrolistan also coming out behind this. And, I mean, he's going to just continue to take out queens. And you have to remember, taking out the queens also does halt a lot of that larva production, as well as the fact that, I mean, there's not a lot of mining going on.
Yeah, there's been like no mining going on at the main and the natural. They keep on going back and forth, but a spore crawler does go down. 3 Banshees.
Oh, good focus fire.
Yep.
Oh my god, he might actually just be able to get the lair from here. Oh, he can just kill the lair. He has enough Banshees.
This is insane.
Oh,
the Hydras are coming though.
Hydras, and he's gonna be able to do a little bit, I mean, not quite kiting action, but scoot and shoot as he tries to take these guys out as cost efficiently as possible. Takes out a good chunk of them. He's gonna be able to go over the 3rd, and this does still become a hard place for SolO to defend, both his 3rd and his main base. They're so close by air, but so far for these Hydras to travel.
Yeah, and there's no spore crawler at the 3rd, so they're gonna be able to take out so many more drones.
Oh my god.
And look, the follow-up of RuFF, a 3rd command center. He's getting blue flames, so he's going to be able to deal with the Hydras if they're in low numbers. And, I mean, I would like more tanks, but I don't know if he has the gas. Oh, he does have the gas. He's almost about 1,000, so... at least getting flame will allow his Hellions to be very effective in killing more drones.
Oh my god, he has the Banshee count to get all the Hydras again. And guess what? Every single time that SolO tries to replenish these drones, he's not actually able to deal with the Banshees. And he just ends up losing yet another queen, loses more Hydras.
Yo, I think, yeah, this is critical damage. If you're making Hydras just to deal with, gee, if you're making Hydras to deal with, like, what's left over, it's like, you really need that economy going on. I can't believe it. Not three, but 6 completely different builds in the 6 games that we've watched out of RuFF today.
Right? It's definitely been quite a treat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be hopping to a short little break while we find our next series. Likely just, not even because it's convenient. I believe we're going to be doing both semifinals. But I guess Tang versus Game Time is going to be happening next, since I assume those 2 players have been waiting, just based on the fact that they've been around. But we're going to hop to a short little break while we find out from our admin which series are going to be casting first. Don't go anywhere. You guys are watching the Chairs4Gaming Cup number 7.